I was able to stack up 9,868 points for Damage Snitches during a night raid on Blue Gate. Now for my equipment, I didn't bring anything crazy, just a Renegade and an Anvil with 5 Seeker Grenades. Once you spawn in, you're going to want to head for the Overlook Airshaft. The Overlook Airshaft is a great location to see most of the snitch spawn locations, and you can hit them with the Renegade for the most part from this area. Now I tried this in a few different places today to see which variant of Blue Gate was best. I assumed that Lock Gate would be the best, giving the 40 minutes that it gives you to actually farm the snitches, but I found that the snitch spawning was actually a little bit lower than on the regular map and even lower than the night raid. Plus, everybody is thinking about using Lock Gate for this specific trial, so there was a lot of competition and almost no way to farm all the snitches to myself. With that in mind, the night raid became the best option for Blue Gate, and I was lucky that nobody was farming the snitches in this round. Now, once you make it to the Overlook Airshaft, if you brought a snap hook or zip lines with you, you can get on top of the Overlook Airshaft. Now, once you're up here, you essentially just want to rotate 360 degrees and watch for snitches to spawn in. Snitches will always spawn in by themselves, so you can listen for the single spawn sound effect and smoke trail that comes in from the sky to identify when a snitch is spawning in. There are a few things that you're going to have to look out for throughout this run though. If you can, bringing wolf packs with you is super helpful for managing some of the more dangerous flying arc like vaporizers and rocketeers. I actually got fairly lucky that there was a player in my lobby that wanted to farm both of these, and I barely had to deal with them for most of the round. But they're going to cross your path more than once, and you're definitely going to shoot by them and get their attention at least a few times throughout this round. Another thing that you're going to need to look out for are the spotters from the Bombardier. While in most cases you're not going to pull the spotters with you, sometimes the snitch being aggroed flying near the spotters is enough to get them aggroed too, and they'll pull into your direction. If you brought things like seeker grenades, it's a good opportunity to use them on the spotters just to make sure that you take them out super quick, and there is no possibility for them to show the Bombardier where you are, and making it a much more risky and dangerous spot for you to be. As you are on top of this roof, you are completely and totally exposed, and you definitely don't want to jump off because the fall damage will deal a significant amount of damage to you and may even knock you out if you're already missing some health. Make sure you leave your snap hook on your quick access bar so that you can use it real quick and jump off of the roof when you need to. The last thing that you're going to need to worry about when you're in this specific location is the turbines that will spawn in towards the end of the round. Now, as far as I can tell, turbines will not aggro to you if you shoot near them, only if you actually hit them and deal damage. So you're mostly okay shooting snitches across the sight lines that will go near the turbines. I had quite a few spawn near where my snitches were towards the back end of the game. Now from this location, you're going to have a set of pretty specific spawns, and their rotation will be fairly consistent as long as no other raiders are fighting them. Each game is going to be a little bit dynamic in terms of which snitch you eliminate first and which ones will return first, so you're going to need to just pay attention for that. But you essentially want to pay attention to a few areas. The Ancient Fort will have one snitch. Checkpoint further down the road away from the Bombardier will have a snitch spawn. All the way over near the Adorned Wreckage will have a snitch spawn. Pilgrim's Peak will have snitch spawns. The Warehouse Complex will have a snitch spawn, and then Ridgeline on the east side of the map will also have a snitch spawn. All you want to do is essentially rotate looking at those spawns, waiting for the snitches to spawn in, and then use your Renegade to aggro them to you once they do. You will eliminate a snitch in roughly 6 total shots from a Renegade if you're hitting the body, and a few less if you clip the wings, then let it fall to the ground. As far as I can tell, there is no score loss from snitches crashing to the ground, but if other raiders participate in the elimination, you definitely will lose your points. Each snitch elimination is worth 300 points for your trial score. Beyond that, there really isn't a ton more to this challenge. It really is a simple process of just rotating in place and picking up the snitches as you go, and farming up your trial score. Once you've stacked up enough points and you're happy with your score, head back to Speranza, collect any loot if you haven't already, and watch your score fly up the leaderboard. That's going to be it for me today, y'all. Thanks for watching.